Every Helldiver's favorite Star Destroyer fuel just got a sneaky power-up. In today's video, I'll share the best support loadout, in my opinion, to use to keep these invisible backslappers and exploding firework bugs at bay. But enough said, I present to you... Alright, start out in our armory section. We're going to be rocking light to medium armor with the Acclimated passive. Now, Acclimated is going to give us 50% resistance to fire, which we'll be using with our primary, which could potentially set us on fire. Gas we'll be utilizing in the loadout, acid from the enemy types, and electrical damage from a potential stratagem that we can use, such as the Tesla Tower. Or in general, it'll be a good resistance to use against players utilizing the Blitzer Shotgun or also the Arc Thrower. For a primary weapon, we're going to take the LAS Tech 17 double-edged sickle from the Servants of Freedom Warbond. This weapon can potentially set you on fire, but we do thankfully have a 50% resistance to fire damage. This weapon starts out as a light pen weapon, then ramps up to AP4. As soon as it ramps up to AP4, it'll start doing some burning damage, but thankfully we have a little bit of resistance to that, so we can sustain some fire. For our secondary weapon, we're going to grab the GP Tech 3-1 Ultimatum. This is going to be our go-to for our bigger enemies, such as our Chargers and Bile Titans and Impalers. You could also utilize the Grenade Pistol if you don't have the Ultimatum unlocked. Depending on your playstyle, I'm going to offer a couple stratagem suggestions if you want to either go for the Grenade Pistol or the Ultimatum, just to pair it up with another stratagem that's going to work out against your heavier enemies. For a throwable, I preferably go for gas grenades. You can also use stun grenades, but gas grenades do give you the utility of both CCing and taking out bug holes. Stun grenades in general is just a very good CC throwable. If you do go for stun grenades, I would pair this in combination with the grenade pistol just so you can plug up holes around the map. For our support weapon, there's going to be two that we can choose from. It's either going to be the Sterilizer for the mass crowd control, or we can also go for the Flamethrower for the area denial. We grab the supply pack for the extra grenades, stims, and ammo. And since we're grabbing the supply pack anyway with the LAS Tech 17 double-edged sickle, don't be afraid to actually reload the weapon when you do hit that overheat and you are catching fire a little bit too often. Our next stratagem is actually a big staple of the build, which is the EMS Mortar. This is going to be able to lock most of our enemies in place with the exception of the Bile Titans. For the last stratagem slot, I've left as a flex, so whatever you would prefer, but I would probably just build it off of the EMS Mortar, so something like another turret. You can also try the 120mm Barrage or the anti-tank mines. I found a lot of success with if I'm replacing the Ultimatum with the Grenade Pistol, as well as the Tesla Tower. If you place the EMS prior to the Tesla Tower, it just gives you a little bit more security to it. Alright, so let's recap, and I'll throw my favorite variants of the build on screen now. We'll talk about some additional tactics. Regarding our support weapon, if you choose the Flamethrower, keep in mind that walking forward and using the Flamethrower directly on the ground will result in your Helldiver catching on fire, as flames stick to the ground temporarily. You can also use the Flamethrower to take out every enemy fairly easily in combination to a follow-up stun grenade, with the exception of the Bile Titan, to which you just have to dance underneath them for a bit and blow out the sack on their tail end. Stick flames around objectives to act as a form of area denial. In contrast, when choosing the Sterilizer, caustic damage is only directly affected to the enemies, it does not stick to surfaces. Use this as a form to redirect traffic, and as well as when utilizing with the EMS Mortar, your best practice is to be calling it prior to your flex stratagem, so this could be example, using an EMS outside an objective before throwing a 120mm Barrage to stun and dispatch enemies pretty quickly. Our primary is going to melt through all the foes, including ourselves. Just make sure you weigh your risk to reward when firing for prolonged periods of time, and dive when you catch on fire to extinguish the flames. If you have extra stims and resupply, by all means hold down the trigger as long as you can to take down that Charger or Impaler. Using the Ultimatum as your secondary, I would say use it sparingly for destructible objectives and larger enemies. Utilizing the Grenade Pistol, on the other hand, is going to clear up a lot of bug holes on the map very consistently. When utilizing stun grenades, remember that you can jump prior to the explosion of the stun grenade. This will negate the stun effect to your Helldiver, allowing you to move more freely through difficult areas. Gas grenades, on the other hand, are going to be great for parting the seas of hordes and causing caustic damage. Keep in mind that the enemies could still possibly damage you, as they will be attacking anything and everything while under the effect of caustic. And that's going to do it for the build. If you enjoyed today's video, hitting that liberty-inducing like button will be greatly appreciated, and subscribe if you haven't already for more Democratic Helldivers 2 content. Be sure to let me know what your favorite loadout you've been enjoying against the Predator bug variants. You can catch me live on YouTube and Twitch Thursdays at 9 PM Eastern, where I host open lobbies. You can also join the Discord to keep up to date with my content on other platforms, as well as when I go live randomly and do any kind of giveaway. That's going to do it for me. As always, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. I'll see you in the next one, and take care, everybody.